Hi, my name is Eder. I'm 32 years old, and this is my wife.
Hi, my name is Carla. I'm 26 years old.
We're serving here at El Sunzal in El Salvador, and we just wanted to share with you a little bit of our experience and how we ended up here, not trying to be here or wanted to be here, but just how the Lord called us and led us through this way. Right after pandemic, we got to figure out our wedding, and as a recently married couple, we were praying and trying to figure out what was the Lord's plan for marriage. As our relationship started a couple of years ago, serving the Lord, all of our relationship was based on ministry. So we wanted to know from the Lord what was our next step to take. And as we were praying, the Lord told us to travel with low baggage. And I remember that we were talking about that and how we will be willing to go or to move whatever the Lord called us. So that was like one of the first things that the Lord spoke to us when we got married. And right after a couple of weeks of that and having that in mind, we received a call from Pastor Jorge. So he invited us to share our testimony, and the plan was to take care of the studies of the church for a month because he was planning on traveling to the states. So we said, of course, yeah. We were doing ministry in missions back in our home church, and it was our pleasure to come and visit and get to know the community and the church. So we spent the whole month here. We enjoyed that time, and we said goodbye because we weren't thinking that we will come back soon. So we say goodbye and we go on working in our home church as an assistant pastor for missions, and having in our hearts that probably the Lord will call us somewhere, but didn't know where. So after a couple of months, we received another call from Pastor Jorge that he had already speak to our uh, pastor back in San Salvador in our home church. So that he wanted us to come back, and he told us about the plan of raising a new generation here to take over the church when he will be ready to go back to the States. And by that time, we were like for about a couple of months talking about missions and the possibility even to go to Belize and start a new church there. It was on the table from our pastor. So when we got the call from Pastor Jorge to come here and we got to know what the plan was, I think it made sense. Moving down here, it was a big challenge, not only because we were leaving our church. I was part of my home church for over 20 years, and she was part of the church for over 10 years. So that's one of the first challenge, to leave not only your family but your home church. And so it was hard at first, trying to build new relationships here. uh, but not only that, but also the weather. The weather is very different, and my wife is one of she has suffered a lot from the weather. So I don't know what you have to say about that.
Yeah, when we got here, I just suffered from migraines because of the heat, and it was a big change. Even though we're the same country, the weather is different. And I also want to add that the Lord has been preparing us since we got married to come here, and we didn't know that. And so I didn't want, I was running to work with kids, but then the Lord called me to work with kids a year ago, year before we got here. And I started loving the ministry, and now the Lord brought me here and I'm serving with kids, and I feel grateful with him because even though I didn't want to work with kids, he pushed me to, I obeyed, and now I am loving the kids, working with kids, serving with kids, for the kids. I'm loving ministry here, and that's like something great for us.
Yeah, I think that every time that you decide to obey, there'll be struggles and it'll be hard, but the Lord will take you through all the way and in every step. So it hasn't been easy. I'm not gonna lie, and we have have our struggles, but we're more than happy to be here, trying to grow not only in our relationships with the locals. I know it's hard to say locals because we're from El Salvador as well, but it's a very different culture. Even though it's just an hour away from the city, the way they raise their childs and what they teach them and just their mindset is very different. So I was personally struggling just to find uh, something in common with this community, and we found that even if we're from different contexts, the Lord, it's the best thing that you can have in common with someone else. So the love of the Lord, it's the common thing that unite us, even though we haven't met each other before. It feels like family, and that's one of the things that I'm more grateful about, because after a year and after being kind of the new pastor, and having that the opportunity to compare from the previous, or the or Pastor Jorge, who is the the
Main pastor.
main pastor here, just to receive the love from people, and starting to see how they smile when they see you, and how you are becoming one of them. And I think that's the heart that Jesus had, to come here and become one of us. And that's one of the goals here, to be part of the community, to live as they live, to eat as they eat, to have the same schedule. For example, here it's just like 5:30, and everybody's shutting down, going home, and turning lights off, and just waiting for tomorrow. And in the city, it's a very different schedule. So we're just trying to be part of this community, and embracing every opportunity we have to share the love of Jesus, and to grow here. And as we are starting our second year serving here, we don't know where the Lord is leading us, but we're willing to obey. Even though it'll be hard, we want to do and want to be whatever the Lord has called us to be. And we're very, very happy that the Lord called us here. Because now, after a year and all the struggles and the heat and the cultural clash, the culture clash. After everything, this is our home, and this feels home, and this is our new family. So we're very grateful for that, and looking forward for wherever the Lord has in store for our marriage, for our ministry, and just happy to share this experience with you.
Yeah. And we are willing to learn, so the Lord can use us to keep serving Him, if He wants us here for years, or whatever He sends us, we are willing to learn and willing to obey.
I think we have learned to live with open hands. So whatever the Lord calls us, whatever He'll give us or take, we just wanna obey, and we acknowledge that His plan is better than ours. So we don't know if we're gonna be here for a year, 5 years, 10 years, or 50, or if the Lord is coming tomorrow. But we're just willing to be whatever He leads us. And another thing that we have been learning is, always to raise a new generation, because you don't know when the Lord is going to call you somewhere else. So it's very important for us to share everything that we have learned from the Lord to a next generation, to take over whenever the Lord calls us somewhere else. So thank you for sharing this time, and God bless you.
God bless you.